Hey there, everyone. Just thought I would bring you in for just a quick moment, show you what came in today. And this is going to be my next project after the current couple of things that I'm working on. This is actually an Archtop acoustic guitar, and it has some major issues. But hopefully we're going to fix all of those. So it's made by a company called K. This is a really old guitar. It's actually older than me, so that makes it probably ancient. I actually found this exact guitar in the K catalog from 1962. So that's where I'm dating this one. But someone has had a go at trying to make it playable. It's got these really cool brass frets in it. It needs a lot of work, but all of this binding has to come off and get replaced. It needs some finish. You can see some cracks in the lacquer, so it needs some finish work. And I need to be careful because if you can see this tiger striping here, I don't want to lose that. So we're going to be really careful what we do with the finish. And there's some spots that need on the top, like here, will need patched and finished. We're going to put a new tailpiece on it. That's probably the original tailpiece, but we're going to put a new one on. Fix all of these, finish things. This is definitely not the original bridge. Somebody tried to make this guitar playable, and right now it is very not playable. So let me just show you. Number one, the string height is absolutely ridiculous. If you could play it, you'd have to have the hands of the Incredible Hulk to be able to play that guitar with that string height. And so that'll need to be addressed. That's all about the angle of the neck in conjunction with the bridge here. And this saddle, somebody has added this to try to help with I don't know, the height or the intonation or something to make it playable. And then someone's also messed around and replaced this nut, but it is not the correct size for this guitar. You can actually see if I can get over here and show you. It's actually too wide for this neck, and as a result, this top E string actually, if you play, you can actually push it around the top. And they did okay lining this one up, but yeah, that'll have to be addressed. So basically we'll take that out and we'll just put a new nut, maybe cut a new nut and put on there. But that's first order of business. Before any of this other finished stuff or anything like that, this guitar's got to be playable first. Otherwise it doesn't make sense to do any of the mods or upgrades or finish or anything that I have planned for this. So again, I'm going to show you here. E doesn't sound too bad. Again, it's ridiculously high, but that doesn't sound too bad. And that's just open. I'm not fretting it or anything. That's just open B. Same thing you can hear. You hear that's horrible. And what's happening is all of these strings are bottoming out on this first fret, which somebody, see if I can zoom in here, somebody's had a go at it with a file, which is unfortunate. On these brass frets, hopefully I can level these out and fix that. There's also some significant scratches in the fretboard that I'm going to try to fix as well. But this here is a result of this being way too low. There needs to be a certain height of the nut above the fretboard to allow spacing. Right now these strings are just sitting on the first fret, so there's just, they can't even make chords or anything. It's in really bad shape. This guitar is one of the rare K guitars that has an adjustable truss rod. First order of business in making this playable is I'm going to pop this cover off, and there's a truss rod adjusting screw in there, and we're going to make sure that works and turns. We may have to oil it and all of that, because who knows when the last time it was actually adjusted. But it's got some really cool features, and I've got some really neat things planned for it. But this is just an introductory thing for you so you can actually see it. I'm not going to start on it at this point. I'll probably just loosen up the string tension and take some of the tension off the guitar right now. And it's going to sit for a while until I get my my other Fender project done, and that's the next order of business. I'm going to get back to work on that. I just wanted to bring you in and let you see this really cool old guitar that we're going to make playable, and it's going to sound awesome. And we're going to put a little, just to kind of give you an overview of what we're going to do. We're going to make it playable first and foremost. We're going to put some new tuners on it. Going to put a pickup called a floating style pickup here. We're going to do a new pick guard. We're going to put volume and tone controls for our pickup. We're going to do an output jack, probably an in-pin output jack, so we can plug it into an amp. We're going to put a new tailpiece on, a new bridge, more of an original style. I've got a couple of ideas in mind for that. They make ebony and rosewood archtop bridges. I'm also toying with the idea of a bone saddle, but we'll play with that idea. So, an idea for there. Of course, we've got to put in a new bone nut and fix that, but we need to take a proper measurement and get one that's the proper string spacing and all that kind of stuff, so that everything sits in here like it should and runs down and lines up and plays. Anyway, sounds pretty horrible right now, but we're going to fix it. Right now, there's a couple of main problems with it playing. One is we need to lower the string action a lot. Right now it's way too high. It should be somewhere around 90 to 100. And I've got an old plastic bridge, or an old plastic saddle that I sanded down 90 thousandths and 100 thousandths. If we go to the 12th fret, which is here, you can see clearly we are way off. Even at 100, we've got lots and lots and lots of space there. So that needs to come way down. Ideally, we'd be at 90 on this end, or even lower. You can really go lower as long as it doesn't buzz. So we could even go 80 there and 90 here as long as it didn't buzz. And then if the truss rod works, we can put a little bit of neck relief in here, and we need to really have some distance between this first fret and all. So those are kind of the first things we need to address. Worst case scenario to fix this, if I can't do it with taking material off down here and here on this bridge, and adjusting it that way, worst case scenario, we'd have to get this neck off of here and take some material out back here, essentially change the angle, tilt it back, and of course I'm exaggerating, but tilt it back this way so that the plane follows closer to what the strings are. Because basically what happened is you got this end of the guitar pulling against that end of the guitar for 50 years, and it just has bent a little bit, so it needs some help getting back where it needs to be. So it's good for another 30 or 40, 50 years, who knows. But Anyway, I've rambled longer than I intended to on this particular video, but just thought I'd bring you in and show you this really cool old guitar that's gonna get added to my guitar collection. So I'll talk to you soon. Thanks.